Hi everyone, Nathan here from JS Powersports, and I thought I'd go through some of the changes that have happened over the years for Krash Industries jet skis, because a lot of people keep comparing them to like 6, 7 year old models, and they're really missing out on all the cool new features. To start up top here, we've got all brand new levers which are smoothed over and work fantastic and give a full pull on the throttle and a full pull on the trim system. So that's awesome. They went to a new start-stop switch where you have everything on the front face here, much like the old X2s, which is really nice to have. Then underneath the hood here, we've gone to a fuel-injected, oil-injected 1200cc engine, which packs a lot of punch, a lot more than the old 997. They've added for 23, the cooling lines come in down between the carbs now, making it easier to get to and blow out in case you need to. Before, they were coming in underneath the exhaust manifold where they weren't really accessible. They added an extra cooling outlet on top of the engine here as well, which comes out right here. They went to a much larger battery tray, so now we can put these monster-sized batteries in here. Whatever you can find that'll fit into a 16 or a 20 series tray. So I think we're pushing up around 900 cold cranking amps that you can use. This is actually a 680 in here. They put a built-in fire extinguisher bracket on the side of the battery tray, and with Velcro around it, so you can slide your fire extinguisher in there for the states that require it. We all know we're not going to flip the hood open and put a fire out, but legally you can pull that out and not get your $75 ticket or whatever the heck it is in your state now. Controller board up here for the oil, which kind of lets you know the status of things. The power button here lights up, lets you know what's going on that. We got a bilge pump here, and there's our oil controller telling us that it's green, it's ready to go. If it wasn't, it would be in red or blue mode. And we've got a separate regulator up here to run that stuff. And back here, we have a fuse block now. We have an ECU instead of a CDI. We have separate coils here for the electronics. So all new electronics. This came out in 21. We have a rear outside fill for the fuel now. This came out in late 21, early 22. And it's got the vent line right here. It'll bleed off excess pressure and also allow air to go back in. Same thing we have up here for the oil line as well. Down inside here, they've gone to a Hall effect sensor instead of the old magnetic pickups that would sometimes go bad. And they changed the plugs. Instead of the plugs coming out in the plastic that they had before, now you've got a much more solid sealed plug here. And same thing for the front, where it comes up and out. It's coming up here instead of out the front, which takes up less space and allowed for that bigger battery tray as well. Down inside here, they actually have 2 injectors per cylinder, which is a plus over the single injector systems. The air cleaner tops have been changed to a softer style plastic, not like the old brittle plastic that they had that was cracking out. This was done somewhere in around like 20 or 21. And they've been working fantastic. I haven't seen a single cracked one since that change was made. It's probably going to be impossible to see, but back down inside here, that is a Pro Torque starter and a Pro Torque Bendex that are inside this machine now. So we're not having any issues with starters or Bendexes anymore. The paint process and finish process on the skis has been upgraded as well. And we're not seeing clear coat issues or anything like that we saw way back in the day, like 1819. They've gone to a new roller trim system, which reduces the amount of pull and makes it a whole lot easier to pull the trim on these things. This tie-down loop is an accessory. Down below here, they added a bracket and a spring so that it pulls it back down into the neutral position when you're not pulling the trim. And just to make sure I covered that it's oil injected, and your oil goes in here in this other separate tank. That way you're not trying to measure and premix and having your oil blow all over the place at the gas station and wherever else, trying to do it on a dock with wavy water and so on. These engines use pistons made by Wiseco. You've got V-Force 3 reeds inside. And these skis start right up and rip. They're also available in a carbon fiber model, which sheds about 30 pounds of weight, and you can definitely feel the weight. And the finish on these is absolutely fantastic. They take a lot of time laying all this carbon fiber out so that all the lines match up. So if you haven't tried out a Krash jet ski, I highly recommend you do it. We've sold every brand there is here. We're still a Richter dealer as well, and we build those, but we're just having the most fun of all on these Krash jet skis. They come in at a great price point. They are a maneuverable ski around 300 pounds. In a standard version around 270 and a carbon fiber, 1200cc fuel injected engine. The hull is 83 inches long, so slightly shorter than a Superjet or a Cowie 750, and of course way smaller than the giant tank Kawasaki's and Yamahas that are out there now. So if you want to have some fun on the water with a really maneuverable ski that you can learn a lot of tricks on, that's very forgiving as well because the bottom is a little bit wider. For the models that have sponsoons already built in them. And these things are a blast. Check them out on our website or in person here at JS Powersports. Website is jspowersports.com. Thanks for having a look.